Welcome to the Vantage HR Influencers podcast. This podcast is sponsored by Vantage Circle, the simple and AI-powered rewards and recognition platform for employee engagement.
Leading through tough times require leaders to be resilient, adaptable, and strategic. When businesses face economic challenges or industry changes, leaders must guide their teams through uncertainty while keeping everyone motivated and productive. This means that they must take clear actions, communicate openly, and find creative solutions to their problems. Hi everyone, this is Shushmita, your host for the show, and in this episode of the Vantage Influencers podcast, we'll discuss practical strategies and principles that leaders can use to navigate these difficult situations and come out stronger in the end. For the same, I have with me Maya Husseini, the Regional Head of Human Resources at Jubaili Bros. Hello, Maya. It's wonderful to have you here with us today. Before we delve into our discussion, could you kindly share with our audience a little bit about the journey that brought you to your current role?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Susmita, for having me and hosting me today. I think we have a very interesting topic today, the business contraction. So just to give a quick introduction, this is Maya. I've been building my experience in the HR for 25 years. Had the opportunity to work in multiple industries. And I have scaled many HR functions from ground level up. I have also had the mission of, reorganizing the culture of a leadership team and executive among various, organizations and businesses. Definitely focused a lot on business agility. Have been working a lot on the agile mindset and the agile methodology. And recently, in the last 1.5 years, I stepped into a new role with the Jubaili Bros. What obviously made me really attracted to the role is the fact that Jubaili is, with no doubt, a global leader in the conventional and renewable off-grid power solutions. So the company have been there for more than 45 years. We have been catering to various markets and application among residential, commercial, even industrial and healthcare, data centers, and so on. So we have been really, building our portfolio. We have around 1,600 employees across Africa and Middle East. And obviously, we focus on power solution between, like I said, conventional and renewable,
right,
which really brings better quality of life. So the role has been very attracting, focusing on many transformational initiatives for the business.
Brilliant, Maya. Listening to your journey, it strikes me like how each step, led you to where you are today. I'm sure our listeners are eager to learn more about the experiences and the inspirations that shaped you. So, Maya, in your current role as the Regional Head of Human Resources at Jubaili Bros, you must have encountered various types of business contractions. So, could you provide us with an overview of the common challenges from your perspective?
Absolutely. So I would summarize it among all the journey that I had in the UAE and looking at Middle East and Africa. There have been many contractions that I have experimented with the business. One of them, and the recent one that has been obviously top of mind, is the availability of the leadership and the quality of leadership that today are required to lead through the complexity, to influence others, to adapt even to hybrid models. As you may know, hybrid models has been very popular recently. And also we work into digitization. So really combination of between humans and technology, and definitely working at a very, very fast pace. And without compromising the quality. So you have the availability of leadership. And the second thing is obviously the competition and market acceptance. There is a lot of in the market, you have large enterprise organization, SMEs, and even startup, right? Who have been finding, their ways to analyze, the consumer behavior. I have been also learning a lot on how the behavior of the customers who actually bring different type of, market dynamics that put pressure and put some business contraction, to either well-established organization or to organization that needs to adjust the course. So really a lot around the competition and market acceptance. And I would say the profitability, right? everybody wants to bring organization into a profitable, I would say, state.
Yeah.
But with cost of living, currencies, and a lot of what's going on in the market, you need to keep an eye on the way how you put your product, you put, your pricing methodology, the way how you need to have a market intelligence even to bring that profitability. So I would say those are the three things that are, top of mind under the business contractions.
Yeah, rightly said, Maya, that during any challenging time, like we find ourselves at a crossroad, torn between maintaining stability and driving growth for our organizations. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on specific strategies and tactics that leaders can employ to navigate this delicate balance.
I think the most thing that stand out today in the leadership to navigate or to, I would say, manage the balance that you have just mentioned
Right.
is to ensure how they can concentrate between business as usual, so doing regular performance of the business, and ensuring that they stay into some transformational initiatives that they could be owning in their organization. So really doing performance and transformation in the same time is not easy and is very complex.
Yeah.
And I would say certain tactics I would share with the leaders here is to make sure they do two things. One, they need to place a sense of purpose. Today, everybody is claiming the direction and the clarity on where we are heading.
Yeah.
So having a sense of purpose that is very, very clearly communicated and expressed among the team would bring much more sense of direction, and you're focused and rallying towards something, right? So it is important to have a sense of purpose. And the second thing is, aside of the clarity on the purpose and the direction, is to make sure you concentrate your resources. Now, this has been, again, also a trendy topic about talent and resource allocation, but you need to really drive a very focused, concentrated resource model that help you to decode the complexity between people, able to perform the business as usual, and people who can still solution around the transformational initiative that will keep you always growing more and more in the market. Some organizations have reached maturity and they need really to break that maturity and reinvent themselves. Hence, the transformational initiative become key. So I would say one, purpose, two, concentration with a very strong resource model will help the team to have a good navigation.
Brilliant answer, Maya. And moving forward, if we talk about one of the biggest dilemmas that leaders face during contractions is the need to make tough decisions for immediate survival while also investing in the organization's future. So what do you suggest leaders effectively navigate this balancing act?
Absolutely. So we every day make a lot of decisions, right? You have even a lot of leaders who could go or undergo some fatigue in decision making. Because today your decision has to be either on the strategy or on some investments or on funding or penetrating a market. It's not easy to have all of this, through a leadership, I would say, profile. So I would say my advice to the leadership team to balance the decision making are maybe three things. One, calculate the risk. I mean, usually in decision, you need to have a logical reasoning, you should have the facts around you, but do not go too much into risk mitigation. You have a lot of leadership who actually spend too much in mitigating risk rather than being in the risk.
True.
So it is important that you know how to actually drive certain effort and energy in calculating the risk on the decision that you are making. And the second thing, which is a very essential thing, usually during your day-to-day or during your kickoff meeting or planning meeting, you talk about very complex things and you would need to bring alignment among the team. Hence, you really need to drive proper and strong emotional intelligence. You need to know while you are deciding on certain very critical matters to hold your emotions in a matter where you would see the things in an objective way. And I know it's very hard because we're humans and we are controlled by emotions. But I think emotional intelligence would help you to navigate the way how you read information. And the last thing I would say is it's important that leadership start to focus on behavioral, I would say, science, which is, reading more the behaviors around you, be it the customer, the vendor, the employee, which will help you to base better decision-making that fits the community, fits, the future growth and sustainability of the organization.
Lovely. Yeah, and in the same lines, employee well-being, if we talk about, and maintaining high levels of engagement, it becomes paramount. I'm sure you'd agree to that. So, would you like to tell us about initiatives that you have seen or you have, yourself implemented that have been particularly effective in this regard?
Yes, I think that's the most popular topic. It has been across many forums and summits that I have seen. Today, employees have started to realize how much well-being is important for them to also maneuver the business, the professional and personal, I would say, conditions around them. And leaders have even a much more, I would say, a duty around managing, I would say, the mental well-being of their employees. There are many aspects that leaders can do in terms of well-being. Now, we have discussed again earlier, Smita, around the sense of purpose. You need to have the people having the right clarity and the right direction for them to know how they are contributive in their role. If you are clear on how you are contributive, it will give you a sense of fulfillment. When you have a sense of fulfillment of doing the things in the right way, of being present, of shining, of being appreciated and being engaged, it will help you to have a good level of well-being as a professional. Now, organization also needs to ensure that they need to put the right level of pressure of the workload and the delegation and all the things that the people have in their hand on their day-to-day. So again, having the right allocation of business priorities will help the team to put the right effort and the right way and on the right time. We don't want to have people going left and right and center and having no clarity on where they need to focus. So I would say a lot of focus again on sense of purpose. Two is ensuring people feel the sense of fulfillment, because that's what brings even more engagement. And three, ensuring the complexity is well filtered and the noise around them around the employee is well filtered by the leadership team.
Yeah. So, Maya, in today's rapidly evolving business landscape, the terms reskilling and upskilling have become quite the buzzwords. And however, some might wonder that why are we emphasizing so much on these strategies? So, can you shed some light on why reskilling and upskilling are so crucial for businesses to strive and remain competitive?
Absolutely. So, as we said, Smita, earlier at the beginning of the conversation, we said one of the contractions in the business is competition.
Yeah.
To stay competitive, you need to also invest in yourself and in your talent. Try to ensure that you have the resilience and the agile response to what's going on around you. And to do so, you really need to have a strong, system in place, or at least a system that helps the team to rally through a certain career tracks or certain learning and development programs that fits the business. Today, it should not be any training or any kind of learning just for the purpose of reskilling. It should address a certain business priority so the impact is stronger and the team is able to have a higher response rate to the market conditions around them, and ensuring that the leadership and their team are reinventing themselves regularly and to stay relevant in the market. I know that the competition will always be at a certain fast pace and it's not easy to keep up, but you need to ensure that you spend time and an investment in a tailored and personalized approach for the L&D, typically for the leadership team and their extended teams, to make sure that they have the right skills, or let's say the competencies that will help them serve the business, and people can feel it in the communities, be it on customer side or vendors or around the other obviously market.
Yeah. And most importantly, apart from this, I think, Maya, in these times, in any, difficult times, resilience and empathy, they are the bedrock of any successful organization, especially during turbulent times. I have been fortunate enough to work with leaders who understand the importance of fostering resilience within their teams. So, would you like to share some insights on how you think it plays the most important role during periods of business contraction?
I think this even came, Susmita, a very high priority when COVID hit us, right?
Yeah.
The team had been, where we all knew that resilience or empathy and ensuring you embrace the people around you to make sure, you stay close to them COVID made sure that this comes even at the top of the priority. Now, both are connected to each other because today, empathy, when you don't leave anyone behind, and when you have a very strong sense of connection and support from others, will help you to become even stronger as a team. The team will come together and they will build a good resilience rate. Now, resilience is something you need to work on it. So it's not going to be plug and play. It's not going to be built in one overnight. But the empathy is definitely a trigger, or I would say a support system for the team to help them build this strength, this powerness of them as a team, so they can have strong relationship and relationship that are meaningful. So I'm not building a relationship because I have to do my job. I'm building my relationship because I'm learning from others. I complete others, and all of us as a team are capable, to get the things done and contribute in the organizational success. So definitely, empathy and resilience connection is a great topic that you both. And I think the leadership can, help themselves and their team to practice more of that in terms of their culture and their values, and even reward people who actually demonstrate them so others can replicate them somewhere else.
Sure, Maya. So your insights have been incredibly valuable. Before we conclude our podcast today, is there any final message you want to leave our audience with?
Well, like I always say, I think it is important that, the leadership team understand how important is their role. And I know that sometimes when we say to the leaders, oh, you have to do this and that, and sometimes we give them a lot of recommendations, right? In the context of expectations. What we need to ensure is that the organization have the right working atmosphere for everybody, including the leadership team, to be successful and to always explore options around best practices. I think it is important that the leadership team understand that their core responsibility will help them to make sure to maneuver that, business as usual, transformational initiative, but they really need to spend a lot of time on themselves so they can take care of others. And I think it's definitely a great mission to have, not an easy one, but when you see its fulfillment and its success, you would even want to do even double and triple.
Yeah, and as we navigate the complexities of leadership during crucial, challenging times, remember that resilience, empathy, and strategic foresight are greatest allies. And together we can overcome any obstacle and emerge stronger on the other side. Maya, thank you so much for your insights. They have been incredibly insightful and thought-provoking. It truly enriched our conversation today. So on behalf of our audience, Vantage Circle, and myself, I extend heartfelt gratitude for your time and valuable contributions. And we truly look forward to welcoming you back in the future for more enlightening conversations.
Thank you so much, Smita, again for hosting me, and hope you bring even more interesting topic on the table.
Thanks for listening to the Vantage HR Influencers podcast. Please do subscribe to Vantage HR Influencers podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and our YouTube channel for new episodes.